I Want Answers is made possible by the Grand River Dam Authority, the Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation, RCB Bank, Rogers State University, and by the generous support of viewers like you. Thank you.
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
The Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation is a proud sponsor of I Want Answers on RSU Public TV. Throughout his life, Gerald Westby worked hard to add to the quality of life through his legacy of support for the arts, arts education, and culture. The Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation continues this work.
At RCB Bank, we know that if you want to build a strong future, you need a solid foundation. That's why, since 1936, RCB Bank has helped people and communities forge a path to a solid financial foundation. For more than 85 years, RCB Bank has been strong, stable, and ready to lend a hand. With more than 60 locations across Oklahoma and Kansas, RCB Bank is here to serve your banking needs. At RCB Bank, you truly are at home.
The Sequoyah Indians and the Verdigris Cardinals are here as we continue season 11 of I Want Answers. Hey everyone, and welcome to our 11th season of Oklahoma's favorite academic game show, I Want Answers, presented by GRDA. I'm your host, Anna Berry, and I'm so happy to be with you again this year. So tonight's team, we have the Sequoyah Indians and the Verdigris Cardinals. Now these teams are competing for a chance at $12,000 in scholarship money that will be awarded in the championship at the end of this season. Let's start off by meeting players from Sequoyah. All right, we have our team captain, junior Tori Harper. We have junior Hannah Nugent. Did I say that correctly? No, Nugent. Well, thank you for correcting me. We have our junior Jace Cooper, and we have junior Blake Washington. All right, now let's meet our players from Verdigris. We have team captain senior Graham Kritzinger. We have junior Gracie Doherty. I got it?
Yes.
Okay. We have sophomore Jordan Hauk. Okay, and freshman Chloe Harris. All right, teams, you ready? Verdigris, yeah, you excited? Sequoyah, feeling good? Ready, excited? All right, audience, how you doing out there? I know you all want some questions, right? But this show is about what I want, and what do I want?
Answers.
Yeah, see? We get each other already. All right, let's begin the competition tonight with the speed round.
First up, the speed round. The speed round consists of individual answer questions worth 10 points each. The first team member to buzz in gets to answer. No conferring between team members is allowed in this round.
All right, let's begin. Name the separatists who arrived in Massachusetts in 1620. Verdigris?
Puritans.
No. Sequoyah?
The Quakers.
No. The answer is the Pilgrims. All right, the term crescendo means a gradual increase in what? Sequoyah?
Volume?
Yes. All right, what is the literary term for the role these characters play? Cruella de Vil, the witch in Hansel and Gretel, Sequoyah?
Antagonist?
Yes. What do you get if you double a Celsius temperature, subtract 10% of the doubled temperature, and add 32? Sequoyah?
Fahrenheit.
Yes. Combine these two sentences by changing the latter one to an adjective clause. This is my uncle. He visits us often. Verdigris?
This is my uncle who visits us often.
Yes. In the parlance of a biologist, anterior means located near what part of the body? Verdigris?
The front.
Yes. The name for what part of a book that is also the name of an organ is missing in this conversation between two books? Quote, you look so much thinner, unquote. Thanks. Verdigris?
Appendix.
Yes. In 2010, a Canadian hunter shot what some people call a growler, which is a hybrid of what two species of bears? Verdigris?
Grizzly bear and polar bear.
Yes. Jamaica is part of an archipelago known as the Greater what? Verdigris?
Antilles.
Yes. We have a video question from GRDA.
I'm Justin Alberti, Vice President of Corporate Communications for the Grand River Dam Authority. What mascot of an Oklahoma university was named for someone in the Old West who, just before a land rush, snuck out early and hid to claim the best homesteads before anyone else could get there?
Verdigris?
Sooner.
Yes, that is correct. What behavior leading to a lowered concentration of carbon dioxide in your blood may involve either breathing at an abnormally fast rate or breathing more deeply than normal? Verdigris?
Hyperventilation.
Yes. What word completes this by Arthur Clarke? When a scientist states that something is possible, he is almost certainly right. When he states that something is impossible, he is very probably... Sequoia?
Wrong.
Yes. Math question. A ball rolls down an inclined plane. It rolls 2 feet in the first second, 6 feet in the next second, and 10 feet in the third second. How far will it roll during the fourth second? Verdigris?
14 feet.
Yes, that is correct. In what kind of forest are practically all plants considered to be evergreens despite not being coniferous because they replace their leaves gradually all year long and never lose them all at once? A climate we don't have here in Oklahoma, it's a tropical rainforest. Okay, in biology, the plural form of what taxonomic rank is the same as its singular form? Verdigris?
Species.
Yes. What European nation at one time dominated Pakistan? Verdigris?
United Kingdom.
Yes. The first truly accurate clocks built in the 17th century incorporated what device consisting of a suspended body free to swing back and forth? Verdigris?
Pendulum.
Yes. What is the scientific term for the thickness of a fluid? Sequoia?
Viscosity.
Yes. In 1999, Thabo Mbeki became South Africa's second black president. Who had been its first? Verdigris?
Nelson Mandela.
Yes. Name the region of East Central Asia throughout which, in the 13th century, Genghis Khan united all the tribes and built an empire. Verdigris?
Mongolia.
Yes. Which English woman poet penned the famous poem that contains the line, "How do I love thee, let me count the ways"? Verdigris?
Emily Dickinson.
No. It's Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Name the largest river near Portland, Oregon. Verdigris?
Columbia.
Yes. Invented in 1928, what device tells a pilot how high a plane is flying? Verdigris?
Altimeter.
Yes. What president was the son of the second U.S. president? Verdigris?
John Quincy Adams.
Yes. Halite is a form of what common compound? Salt. If you owned an island in Hawaii, a winter home in Aspen, Colorado, a summer home in Juneau, Alaska, and a business in Fargo, North Dakota, you could be registered to vote in national elections in how many precincts? Verdigris?
4.
No? It's okay. Sequoia?
3.
No. The answer is 1. That bell means time's up for the speed round. We've got a score of 50 for Sequoia and 160 for Verdigris. But stay with us because round 2 is coming right up.
We are Sequoia High School. My name is Tori, and if I won $10,000, I would put it towards college.
My name is Hannah, and if I won $10,000, I would take my family on a trip to the ocean.
Hi, my name is Jace. If I won $10,000, I would buy my great-grandmother another house, and then I would put the rest towards college.
Hi, my name is Blake, and if I won $10,000, I too would put it towards college.
Welcome back to I Want Answers, presented by GRDA. Teams, are you ready for some more questions? Yeah, because the advantage round, it's coming your way next.
Next up, the advantage round. In this round, the teams face off by first attempting to answer a speed question. The team that answers correctly receives 10 points and the opportunity to answer 3 advantage questions worth 10 points each. After the 3 advantage questions, it's back to speed questions to determine who gets the next advantage. The speed questions can be answered by anyone, but the answers for the advantage questions must come from the team captain.
All right, we ready? Let's begin with speed. What 3-digit number corresponds to the super spy created by Ian Fleming? Verdigris?
007.
Yes, that is correct. So advantage for Verdigris. We've got animals. Salamanders superficially resemble lizards but are easily distinguished by the lack of what on their skins?
Scales.
Yes. It has a deep groove running along the roof of its mouth, which can make it into a tube by covering it with its flexible tongue. When it sees an insect on a plant, it squirts water, which knocks the prey down. Name this fish.
Pass.
It's an archer fish. What ality describes animal behavior characterized by activity during the night and sleeping during the day?
Nocturnal.
Yes. All right, back to speed. How many North American countries north of the Tropic of Cancer are adjacent to the Pacific? Verdigris?
3.
Yes. All right, advantage for Verdigris, you've got history. Their value at the time was greater than that of gold or jewels. Identify these edible substances carried from India or the Moluccas to Europe during the medieval period.
Spices.
Yes. After Francis Drake claimed Nova Albion for Queen Elizabeth I, he remained anchored in a harbor north of San Francisco Bay for a month to repair his ship. Name that vessel.
Pass.
It's the Golden Hind. Named after a divine wind that saved Japan from a 13th century Mongol invasion, what World War II Japanese Air Corps insisted of pilots whose devotion to the emperor was such that they were willing to engage in suicide runs on enemy shipping?
Kamikaze.
Yes. All right, back to speed. The career of a Supreme Court justice can end in 3 ways, including impeachment, death, or what else? Verdigris?
Retiring.
Yes. All right, advantage for Verdigris, you've got physical science. What would happen to a substance with a specific gravity of 0.9 if it were placed in a tub of water?
Float.
Yes. The foot candle and the lux are measures of what?
Electric current.
No, it's the illumination of light. Illumination or light. When a cannon is fired, the forward force on the cannonball is matched by an equal backward force on the cannon itself. This illustrates which of Newton's laws of motion?
3rd.
Yes. All right, speed. Located off the shores of southern Asia, what is the largest bay in the world? Sequoia?
Madagascar.
No. Verdigris?
Bay of Bengal.
Yes, that is correct. Advantage for Verdigris, you've got psychology. A dry mouth, tight throat, sweaty glands, nausea, fast pulse, shaky knees are among the symptoms of what kind of anxiety that occurs when some people are about to give a speech?
Fear of public speaking.
Yes. It is definitely not uncommon for readers to shed tears upon finishing The Diary of Anne Frank or Old Yeller. Name this affinity, rapport, and sympathy a reader develops for a character's feelings and situations.
Empathy.
Yes. A stimulus that causes a sudden start to one's fears or anxieties is called a what?
Trigger.
Yeah, you got it. All right, back to speed. Old Uncle Francisco has a pain in his neck. along with headaches, dizziness, and blurred vision. Given that he was stopped at a traffic light when he got rear-ended by a careless motorist a few days ago, name the injury he probably sustained. Verdigris?
Whiplash.
Yes. Advantage for Verdigris, you've got characterization. This character from The Headless Horseman is described as exceedingly lank with his whole frame most loosely hung together.
Ichabod Crane.
Yes. This character has bravado, but is tender-hearted underneath, taking her sister's place in the games and refusing to kill Peeta in the Hunger Games.
Katniss.
Yes. This was written to describe which character in the first book about him. He had a thin face, knobbly knees, black hair, bright green eyes. He wore round glasses held together with a lot of Scotch tape because all the times Dudley had punched him on the nose.
Harry Potter.
Yes. All right, back to speed. The Heimlich maneuver is appropriate for removing an obstruction from what organ? Sequoia?
Throat.
Judges? Yes. All right, advantage for Sequoia. You've got the Old West. Frontier sheriffs often had one or two deputies working with them, sometimes to assist in law enforcement activities. They would call upon the townspeople to form what kind of group?
A posse?
Yes, you're correct, and you don't have to hit that. It's all for you. Through the Gadsden Purchase, America gained more than 29,000 square miles of territory, in parts of which 2 modern U.S. states.
Oregon and California.
No, it was New Mexico and Arizona. The U.S. created more than 370 of these documents between themselves and the indigenous peoples, often promising not to take further land. However, all of these were broken by the U.S. government. What documents were these that were not followed in westward expansion?
Treaties?
Yes. All right, back to speed. Since the bottom of the Kali-Kandaki Gorge is some 6,400 meters lower than the top of Annapurna, which is adjacent to it, this gorge must be in what mountain range? Verdigris?
Himalayas.
Yes. Advantage for Verdigris, the Americas. Montezuma ruled a land now occupied by what country?
Mexico.
Yes. At the time the conquistadors explored the Americas, what native people ruled in the area that later became southern Mexico?
Maya.
No, it's the Aztecs specifically. By 1822, the 2 largest Caribbean islands that remained under Spanish control were Cuba and what other?
Hispaniola.
No, it was Puerto Rico. All right, back to speed. Following a revolution in 1959, more than 1 million people left their homeland on what Caribbean island? Verdigris?
Cuba.
Yes. All right, advantage for Verdigris, you've got technology use. 2 major setbacks to the Apollo project occurred with the tragic fire on Apollo 1 that killed 3 astronauts, and with which other Apollo mission in which an oxygen tank ruptured?
Apollo 13.
Yes. In Nevada, from 1951 through 1992, some 928 of these controversial test weapons were detonated.
Nuclear weapons.
Yes. In 2021, the debate ranges on as to whether or not people should get these implanted under their skin, with proponents happy about continual monitoring of health and opponents concerning about privacy.
Microchips.
Yes. All right, back to speed. And woo! That's all the time we have for the advantage round. The score is 80 for Sequoia and 420 for Verdigris, but stay with us. We've got another round coming up.
We are Verdigris High School. I'm Graham Kurtzinger, and if I had $10,000, I would go on a trip to Spain.
My name is Gracie Doherty, and if I had $10,000, I would put it towards college.
Hi, my name is Jordan Hauk. If I had $10,000, I would book a trip to New York and go see all of the Broadway shows and then put the rest towards college.
Hi, my name is Chloe. If I had $10,000, I would take my family to Ireland and then put the rest to college.
All right, welcome back to I Want Answers, presented by GRDA. We're down to the final round of our competition tonight, the Whirlwind Round. It's coming right up.
Next up, it's the Whirlwind Round. In this round, the trailing team gets to pick from one of 3 categories, and they get to choose whether they wish to answer the category's questions themselves or force the other team to answer them. The team will have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. Then the other team gets their turn at one of 3 remaining categories. Each correct answer is worth 10 points. If any team correctly answers all 10 of their questions, they will receive 10 bonus points.
All right, well, Sequoia, your team is trailing right now, so you get to pick one of these 3 categories for yourself or to give to the other team. We have large cities, chemistry, or how many?
How many?
How many for yourself? All right. Answer these questions about how many. Midterm elections for U.S. representatives are held how many years after presidential elections?
2.
Yes. How many legs does a standard grand piano have?
4.
No. How many degrees are there from the equator to the North Pole?
180.
No. How many kilocalories are needed to raise 5 kilograms of pure water, 3C?
Pass.
How many strings does a double bass have?
8.
No. How many cylinders were in the engine of a Ford Model A?
6.
No. A tetrahedron has how many edges?
13.
No. How many eyes does a true insect possess?
Pass.
The diagonals coming from a single vertex in a pentagon form how many triangles?
5.
No. How many prime numbers are there between 10 and 20? Eee! Those are some hard questions. All right, but good job. Okay, Verdigris, you get to pick between large cities, chemistry, or assassination.
Let's do large cities.
Large cities. Okay. Given the name of either the largest city or second largest city in the nation, name the nation. Baghdad.
Iraq.
Yes. Brussels.
Belgium.
Yes. Bogota.
Colombia.
Yes. Thessaloniki.
Greece.
Yes. Cork.
Ireland.
Yes. Phnom Penh.
Cambodia.
Yes. Santiago.
Chile.
Yes. Khartoum.
Sudan.
Yes. Vienna.
Austria.
Yes. Nassau.
Bahamas.
Yes. Good job. You got all 10. Woo! I want to go to all those places. All right, everyone. Great job. Let's take a look at the score. We've got 3 rounds now, 90 Sequoia, 530 Verdigris, but we have some more speed questions to wrap up this game. Let's go back to speed, everyone. The perihelion is the point on an elliptical orbit at which a planet is closest to what? Verdigris?
The sun.
Yes. Mark Twain's first attempt at historical fiction was a story about Tom Canty, who is a pauper, and another identical boy who was a what? Verdigris?
Prince?
Yes. What happens to the price of a good if the supply of a product decreases and the demand stays the same? Sequoia?
It inflates.
Yes. With James Oglethorpe at their head, the first settlers landed in 1733 in what colony named for British king? Verdigris?
Georgia.
Yes. Which simple machine is applied in escalators and loading ramps? Sequoia?
Pulley.
No. Verdigris?
Inclined plane.
Yes. What was Portugal's geographically largest colony? Verdigris?
Brazil.
Yes. Between 1559 and 1966, Catholic popes issued what was called the Index of Prohibited Books. This index illustrates what practice designed to suppress material considered to be politically Verdigris?
Banning books.
No. Considered to be politically or morally objectionable, if you want to guess on this one. Sequoia?
Censoring.
Yes, censorship is correct. What word should have completed this line? In medieval times, the government of England was a limited mockery. Verdigris?
Constitutional.
No. Sequoia?
Monarchy.
Monarchy is correct, yes. What is the current name for the island that Peter Minuit called New Amsterdam? Verdigris?
Manhattan.
Yes. Which continent has the least lightning since it is not generally associated with snow or ice storms? Sequoia?
Australia.
No. Verdigris?
Antarctica.
Yes. Thanks to temperature-sensitive organs between their eyes and nostrils, what kind of creatures have the best thermal vision? Sequoia?
Reptiles.
No. Verdigris?
Snakes.
Yes, more specific, snakes. What U.S. state was named after Queen Henrietta Maria, the wife of King Charles I of England? Verdigris?
Maryland.
Yes. All right, everyone, that bell concludes tonight's competition. The final score stands at 120 Sequoia and 620 Verdigris. So that means that Verdigris is our winner tonight. Great job, both teams. Thank you all for playing. All right, let's check out our bracket. We'll see that Verdigris will advance to our second round, so we'll see them again in just a few weeks. Okay, thank you guys so much for playing with us today. And thank you, audience, for joining us as we showcase our smart kids of our local Ring Country High School academic teams. I'm always so impressed. Be sure to follow I Want Answers on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, you can always catch up on past episodes anytime at rsu.tv. We'll see you next time for another exciting competition on I Want Answers. Good job.
I Want Answers is made possible by the Grand River Dam Authority, the Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation, RCB Bank, Rogers State University, and by the generous support of viewers like you. Thank you.
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
The Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation is a proud sponsor of I Want Answers on RSU Public TV. Throughout his life, Gerald Westby worked hard to add to the quality of life through his legacy of support for the arts, arts education, and culture. The Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation continues this work.
At RCB Bank, we know that if you want to build a strong future, you need a solid foundation. That's why, since 1936, RCB Bank has helped people and communities forge a path to a solid financial foundation. For more than 85 years, RCB Bank has been strong, stable, and ready to lend a hand. With more than 60 locations across Oklahoma and Kansas, RCB Bank is here to serve your banking needs. At RCB Bank, you truly are at home.